I can't follow Lily, sorry. Actually, I just want to talk about our personal testimony of this book that we were introduced to about 8 years ago. And I won't tell you why I was on the couch that night, but I was watching TV, and it came, and the Robinsons came on, and they were promoting it, and the Lord just kind of spoke to me, and so I ordered it. And when I got it, it sat on my shelf for about 2 months. And then finally I thought, I want to read that. And so when we decided, I told my husband that I wanted him to read it with me. And so when we did, that was when my kids were small. So I didn't have a lot of time. But I would sit and read it while they were napping. And then Dan would read the chapter at night when he got home from work. So that we were on literally the same page. And so as we read the book together, the Lord just changed our hearts together. We weren't tithing at that time, and we weren't, Dan can tell you his experience from being Catholic. Tithing was just putting money in the plate when it went by. So it wasn't something that we were consistently doing. And when we got this book and read it, our hearts just radically changed, and it changed in the area of specific finance. And so as we started tithing, then our life started really changing, and that was when the Lord brought us out here 7 years ago. And ever since then, I can tell you, he has shown himself so supernaturally that there's no way we can explain and tell you all the times that he has come through for us. There's been so many, and it's been supernatural that there's no way that we would never, ever, ever, ever stop tithing at this point. Never. And one of the experiences that happened to us, just one of them I'll share with you, we were going through a really hard time, and we were living in a gated community in Lake Wylie. So the only way that you could get into the community is to tell the guard at the gate. And so this guy, and I tell you that because this guy showed up at our door, and he was in a white Jaguar, and he knocked on our door, and he told me that he was an angel from the Lord, and that he had something for me, and he had given me an envelope full of cash, and it was the exact amount of cash that we needed for that time to pay our bills. I've never seen that man before. I've never seen that man in our neighborhood ever again. We have no idea who he is, where he came from. I've never seen his car again, nothing. So that's just one of the supernatural, experiences. There have just been so many. And it's become, as a result, honestly, of reading this book and the Lord just getting an opportunity to change our hearts together. So.
Yeah, actually, that money that he gave us at the time, I didn't even realize what was about to happen, but I was being let go from my job, and that was the exact amount of money that we needed to make it through the end of the month. So, but, the reality of this book is that it is glorynomics. It's stewardship. It's about debt-free. It's about all of those things. And, I like to draw a parallel to this book as to the power of prayer and fasting, because for me, this is about the economic side of that thing, and to me, it's a testimony, though, that drew me out, that I was able to say, you know what? This isn't just something that's in the Bible, because sometimes, especially, like Michelle said, I grew up Catholic, so, and that's not to take a shot or, what I'm saying, but I grew up Catholic, and I think that sometimes you get trapped in putting God in a box. And when you hear those testimonies, Pastor Mahesh, about praying and fasting, about what that opens up and how powerful and explosive that is for our, and now you read something like this, how powerful and explosive something like this is for our finances. It's just really a stunning revelation. So we were able to, it radically changed us. Recently, much like Todd and Lily, we were given a $10,000 car, at a time when we needed a new vehicle. And out of nowhere, a $2,000 check showed up just a couple weeks ago. And it was like, are you kidding me? Who just writes a $2,000 check and says, hey, you know what? I know the big one's coming. This is to tide you over. So we know it works. We know it's out there. We know that this is for everyone. This is a blessing. Get into your life groups. Be a part of this, because what's coming forward through all of this is going to be stunning. And it will be a debt-free zone. If you get into this thing, I promise this, I don't have to promise, it's God's promise, quite frankly. So I'll promise on His behalf, if you follow what He does, what's said in this, this will be a debt-free zone.
Awesome.